Today, we're honoring one of the all-time greats, Robert Redford, the golden boy of cinema whose charm, talent, and vision made him a household name and the heart of independent film. Tragically, Robert passed away on September 16, 2025, at 89 years old, leaving fans heartbroken worldwide. We're diving deep into everything about his life, his cause of death, wife, age, family, net worth, lifestyle, and a full biography that takes you from his rebellious California youth to the Sundance mountains he loved. This is gonna be a long, heartfelt tribute packed with stories, stats, and the legacy of a man who wasn't just a star but a game changer. Whether you're a fan of Butch Cassidy, The Sting, or his Sundance Film Festival, grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's celebrate Robert Redford's incredible journey. Here we go. Let's start with the question on everyone's minds. What was Robert Redford's cause of death? Robert Redford passed away on September 16, 2025, at his home in Sundance, Utah, at the age of 89. His publicist, Cindy Berger, confirmed he died in his sleep, surrounded by loved ones, but no specific cause was disclosed. The New York Times reported he passed away peacefully at his home outside Provo, suggesting natural causes related to age, per Web 4.8. While some speculated about health issues due to his long career and age, no official medical details have been released, and the family has requested privacy. X posts reflected the grief, with fans writing, "Robert Redford left us quietly, just like he lived, a true legend," per post 3. His passing marks the end of an era, but his legacy lives on through his films and the Sundance Institute. Now, let's talk about Robert's age. Born Charles Robert Redford Jr. on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California, he was 89 years old at the time of his death in 2025. At 5 feet 10 inches and around 170 pounds in his prime, Robert was the epitome of Hollywood charisma with his sandy blonde hair, piercing blue eyes, and that million-dollar smile, per Web for 518. Even in his later years, he stayed active, hiking and skiing in Utah, though he slowed down after retiring from acting in 2018. X-fans noted, 89 years of pure class, Robert aged like fine wine. Wife? Robert Redford was married twice, with his second marriage lasting until his passing. His first wife was Lola Van Wagenen, a historian and activist, whom he married on August 9, 1958, in Las Vegas, with a follow-up celebration at her grandmother's home in Provo, Utah. They divorced in 1985 after 27 years, though they never publicly confirmed a separation. In 2009, Robert married Sibylle Szaggars, a German-born multimedia artist and environmentalist, in a private ceremony at the Louis C. Jacob Hotel in Hamburg, Germany. They met in 1996 at his Sundance Mountain Resort and lived together in Sundance, Utah, and later Santa Fe, New Mexico. Sibylle, 20 years his junior, was his best teammate, inspiring his later environmental work, per Web 818. X-fans adored their bond, posting, "Robert and Sibylle were soulmates, art and nature in harmony," per post 5. Family? Robert's family was central to his life, marked by both joy and tragedy. With Lola Van Wagenen, he had 4 children. Scott Anthony Redford, born 1959, died at 2.5 months from sudden infant death syndrome. Shauna Jean Redford, born 1960, David James, Jamie Redford, born 1962, died 2020 of bile duct cancer, and Amy Hart Redford, born 1970. Scott's death was a profound loss, with Robert reflecting, "It's something that never fully leaves you." Shauna, a painter and family therapist, married journalist Eric Schlosser and has 2 children, Micah and Connor. Jamie, a filmmaker and environmentalist, co-founded the Redford Center and had 2 children, Dylan and Lena, before his 2020 death. Amy, an actress and director, has 1 child, Eden. Robert had 7 grandchildren total. His parents, Charles Robert Redford Sr., an accountant, and Martha Hart Redford, who died when Robert was 18, shaped his rebellious streak. X-posts mourned, "Robert's family carried his heart, their loss is ours," per post 7. Net worth? At the time of his death, Robert Redford's net worth was estimated at $200 million. His wealth came from a 60-year career, starting with modest earnings like $500 for War Hunt, 1962, to $15 million per film by the 1990s, per Web 13. Blockbusters like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969, $750,000, or $6.5 million today, and The Sting, 1973, fueled his fortune, per Web 413. He invested in real estate, buying Timp Haven, renamed Sundance, in Utah for $500 in 1961, now a multi-million-dollar resort, and selling a Napa Valley estate for $7 million in 2019. The Sundance Institute, Festival, Cinemas, Channel, and Catalog added millions, with the 2004 catalog sale netting $40 million. Ex-fans said, $200M from talent and vision, Robert built an empire, per Post, 6. Lifestyle in 2025? Robert lived a blend of Hollywood glamour and rugged simplicity. At 5 feet 10 inches and fit, he stayed active with skiing, hiking, and horseback riding in Utah, eating a healthy diet of lean proteins and veggies. His style was timeless: jeans, flannel shirts, and cowboy boots, often paired with aviators. He drove a Range Rover, $80,000, and owned homes in Sundance, Santa Fe, and a former Napa estate. Socially, he was private but close with stars like Paul Newman and Jane Fonda, often hosting Sundance events. His Instagram wasn't active, but he shared family moments via the Sundance Institute's accounts, per Web 17. A passionate environmentalist, he preserved 860 acres via the Redford Family Nature and Wildlife Preserve and supported climate initiatives. Ex-fans loved Robert's life was art and nature, a true original, per Post 4. Now, let's dive into his biography, because Robert Redford's story is pure Hollywood gold with a rebel's heart. Born on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California, to Charles, a milkman turned accountant, and Martha, who died when Robert was 18, he grew up in Van Nuys, a conformist LA suburb he found unbearably dull. A self-described scrappy kid, he stole hubcaps and got into fights, losing a baseball scholarship at the University of Colorado due to drinking. Art became his outlet. He studied painting in Europe before switching to acting at New York's American Academy of Dramatic Arts, per Web 6-9. His Broadway debut in Tall Story, 1959, led to TV roles in The Twilight Zone, 1962, and Alfred Hitchcock Presents, 1961. His breakout was Barefoot in the Park, 1963, Broadway, 1967, film, opposite Jane Fonda. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969, with Paul Newman made him a star, grossing $100 million, per Web 5-11-18. He followed with hits like The Sting, 1973, Oscar-nominated, All the President's Men, 1976, and Out of Africa, 1985. His directorial debut, Ordinary People, 1980, won 4 Oscars, including Best Director and Best Picture, While a River Runs Through It, 1992, and Quiz Show, 1994, earned acclaim. Later roles in Captain America, The Winter Soldier, 2014, and Avengers, Endgame, 2019, showed his range. He retired from acting in 2018 after The Old Man and the Gun but made a cameo in Dark Winds, 2022. Founding the Sundance Institute in 1980 and the Sundance Film Festival transformed independent cinema, showcasing 125 films in 2008 alone. Challenges? Robert faced personal tragedies: Scott's death in 1959, Jamie's liver transplants in 1993 and death in 2020, and Shauna's car accident and boyfriend's murder in 1983. His mother's death at 18 left him betrayed by God, fueling his rebellion, per Web 1. Ex-posts reflect, Robert turned pain into art, a warrior spirit, per Post 2. In summary, Robert Redford died at 89 in 2025, likely of natural causes, leaving wife Sibylle, daughters Shauna and Amy, 7 grandchildren, and a $200 million fortune. His legacy as an actor, director, and Sundance founder is unmatched. What's your favorite Redford film, Butch Cassidy or Ordinary People? Drop it in the comments, like to honor a legend, and share with film fans. Want more on stars like Newman? Let me know. Thanks for watching, keep dreaming big, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.